So, guys, welcome to the MMA UK news. Obviously, myself, Stoomboy, as always, for the MMA UK BJJ show. Tonight, we're talking about SGI8. So, SGI8 is coming up Saturday, the 9th of October. Doors open at 5 o'clock. I believe the first fight's going to be around about 5:45. Going to be at the usual place, the Maryhill Community Halls. Obviously, it's where SGI always is. So, fantastic venue. So there's a fantastic lineup, obviously headlined by the 8-man open weight tournament, which again promises to be a fantastic tournament. So there's going to be quarterfinals, semi-finals, and then a final to round off the night. So tickets are available from jumping on the SGI Facebook page, so Scottish Grappling Facebook page. They're also available on Eventbrite as well. So tickets are £20 for single tickets. They do have a deal where you buy 5 tickets, you get them for a price of 4. So obviously 80 quid for 5 tickets, 10 will get you 8. And again, it'll be 160 quid for 10 tickets. So definitely get your tickets in. The venue itself being a council building, obviously we have to stick to rules that are set in place by the council. So masks must be worn at all times. Tickets, obviously get the tickets from the website because there will be no availability on the door whatsoever due to track and trace and things like that. All right, so my next guest, he's going to be on it. Ashley Wiles, SBG Aberdeen, is going to be fighting Gary Muir of Jack's MMA. So Ashley, seems like Ashley's been around forever, okay, because I've been watching Ashley ever since he was a white belt. So he does seem like he's been around forever, but he's only been around for maybe a few years. Obviously still a young guy as well. So Ashley, absolute honour to have you on, buddy. How you doing?
Yeah, good yourself. How's things?
I'm good, sir. So training, I'd say we're all back training now. So how's it been being fully back, properly training and getting proper training partners and things like that?
Oh, great. Just makes you realize how much you missed it, you know? Like, yeah, man. It was a long time away. Now everyone's back. It's like every day pretty much, just, what else to do, you know?
Yes. I mean, it seemed like we were never going to get back as well. I mean, it kind of went on and on. I know we got back a little bit last year, and then they took it away again, and now obviously they brought it back in, and so it seemed like it was never going to happen.
I think originally it was last October, and then they kept getting pushbacks, and then, that's what, April, May, or whenever it was. So you lose track now, and just, all the months and weeks blending together now.
Yes, and that's one thing we've seen about you. I mean, you were always competing before it. Before obviously the lockdown came. I mean, you were one of the guys that was always out there. As you've racked up a fantastic amounts of win on smooth comp. You look at the smooth comps. I think you were I think about 28 wins on smooth comp, which is again absolutely fantastic to have that amount of wins on it. So so you were always out there competing, and then we've seen you obviously you got back out competing at Ravenscraig as well. I mean, how was it for you being back out there?
Yeah, it was pretty good. I had a bit of a tough go of it. I'm sure you're going to interview Gavin tomorrow, but he's good, but I'll get him back one day. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
But no, it was good, really, really good matches and that, and all you can do is put yourself out there, train hard, go into competitions, and see how you do.
Yeah. And is that one thing important for you, certainly in regards to your jiu-jitsu journey, is to be able to have the chance to go out and compete? Because I know a lot of people, and you'll probably know a lot of people as well, that are the hobbyists that don't want to compete. So for you, I mean, is it important to get yourself out there and to test your jiu-jitsu?
I think you've got to, you can always think, oh, I'm good at X, Y, and Z, and then you go out to a competition, then you get exposed a little bit and you go, oh, I actually really need to work on that. I'm always hassling all the newer folk white belts. I'm trying to get everyone in for this next comp coming up, just get everyone in for it. You at least compete once. You got to feel it. You might not like it, fair enough, but you at least got to try it once.
Yeah, especially crazy white belts, man. Get the crazy white belts on the mat. I mean, we all love a white belt match.
Hey, I'll tell you what, see this last comp, there was a lot less ballroom dancing and that. There was a lot more guard pulling, a lot more takedowns. I was actually really impressed with white belts I was watching were fucking way better than me than I was at white belt. That's for sure.
Yeah. I was sitting watching thinking, have we really been close for 18 months? So, because again, some of the white belts come out and some of the white belts would have beat the blue belts 18 months ago. Do you know what I mean? blue belts would have beat the purple belts and so on and so on. So
lots
yeah,
of solo training, mate.
Yeah. So they looked absolutely brilliant. Some of the guys, do you know what I mean? I say it's good for. I mean, you know me. Everybody knows me. I love obviously promoting Scottish Jiu-Jitsu wherever I go. So I always love seeing obviously the new talent coming through, and seeing how good they're getting, and especially when we went to Ravenscraig, I was kind of blown away with some of the performances.
Or even Europeans, like just before the lockdown. Like think about, there was a lot of us that went out, and even like, I lost first round. It was like 1 advantage. Another guy lost. It was like 2-2, 1 advantage. It's like, you know, never mind like Scottish level's really high in Britain, but also even Europe. I think like next Europeans, I think like there's going to be a lot of good showings. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Whenever that happens.
I remember the last Europeans, obviously everybody going out, and I remember posting all the results on the Scottish Jiu-Jitsu page as and when they were coming through. So I'm Scottish. I mean, we took out a lot of people the last time. So next time, as I say, there'll be an even bigger amount of people. So and that's one thing for me. I mean, that's important for our Jiu-Jitsu in Scotland.
Yeah, I think the level is reasonably high. I mean, look at like the past UK like Open. How many Scottish guys medaled? Like quite a lot. Like, or they were there at podium, even in absolutes, like pals with the guy Patrick Rowan. He did really well.
Yeah.
You know, so like there's an example. Like people did really, really well.
Yeah. So it's definitely looking bright. The future is looking bright for Scottish Jiu-Jitsu. So,
for sure.
And then for you, obviously, you're going to be SGI8. You're going to be up against Big Gary Muir of Jack's MMA. So, Gary's a solid performer. I mean, anytime we see Gary, I mean, Gary, again, he's one of these guys. He's an older guy, but he's always willing to put himself out there and like the adult divisions and stuff like that as well.
Yeah, I've always appreciated guys that are like even early 30s and they're like, do I do master? And you're like, nah, adult. You know, like I'd like to think when I'm 30, 31, whatever like that, it's not going to be all do masters or just do adult, you know? So fair play for that for a start. But yeah, should be a good match. I think my teammate Greg's fought him a couple times. You said you have yourself as well. So you fought Greg, I mean.
Fought Greg, So
so should be good.
Yeah, definitely. And how did you find out about the fight? I mean, how did it come about for you?
Well, originally our coach, Ross McTavish, he put interest, like, who wants to maybe get on SGI, put in for under 100 kilos for gi. And then James messaged me and said, how do you fancy that? Ross got in touch, obviously. James got in touch with Ross and then went from there. I was like, yeah, sure, let's do it. So it should be good fun.
Nice. And I'd say the SGI is always a fantastic event. I'd say it's going to be good as well. I mean, I think it'll be busier this time in regards to spectators because, as I said, certainly for Jiu-Jitsu, we've not seen an SGI since. I mean, the last one that was, I think it was March, just before, a week before the lockdown. That was the one I fought Greg on, your man Greg. So, and then a week. Yeah, and a week later we were fucking in the middle of a lockdown. So, so this will be the first one back. So I reckon the spectators will come out for this. Ticket prices are good as well. I mean, as I said, if you're bringing a team with you, you got 5 tickets for the price of 4, so 80 quid. So
bargain.
Yes,
you can spend 80 quid on a night out. Some people, so you know.
Yes. So it's a good night out as well. I'd say the lineup's a fantastic lineup. I think you're on. I think you're in the first interval.
There's the 4 quarters for the tournament, and then there's 1 match, and then there's me. So second super match, if you will, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, so it means you'll get to sit back and watch the rest of the event as well. So being on early.
Great.
Yeah.
Can't complain. Hopefully put in a good performance and kick up the legs, eh?
Definitely. And then, I mean, what's the plans for you then? So obviously you've got SGI coming up. Obviously your full concentration is going to be on that. What's the plans for you going forward? I mean, what is it you looking to do competition-wise going forward?
Well, I think now that we've got back training, obviously we've got the comp in the November as well, so that'll be the postponed Glasgow Open. Going to do that, and then hopefully next year I'm wanting to get more to some of the English comps.
Yeah.
Just get, as well. Obviously Scottish comp's good as well, but there's a fair bunch of the Scottish guys that go down. So kind of thinking about, maybe quitting work and just making a full-time run at it. Why not? Only young once, right?
Definitely. I mean, you're what, 26, 27-year-old?
Yeah, 27 this past August. So, it's not young, but not old either, you know. So it's like a good age though. So
yeah, definitely. I mean, that's the one thing. I mean, obviously, I'm the wrong side of 40 now, Ashley. So it's certainly
39,
something.
you mean, of course.
Well, I wish.
Having said that, I'm probably looking way older than I am. I mentioned before we went live, like missing a tooth right now and all that. I'm looking absolutely rough. So you know, it's like maybe that'll just smile at someone and you know they'll win by walkover. Who knows?
And he mentioned the tooth as well. So obviously the tooth, you got that taken out today. You said, yeah.
Yeah, I got the root taken out today because I had like a fake one.
Yeah.
That came out about a month ago. Don't even have a good story for that. I sneezed and I looked down. It was on my lap. But I lost it when I was 16 because I was in a fight. So sticking up for my ex-girlfriend. What a guy.
Yeah.
And then the guy clobbered me one. Tooth went flying. So, but hey ho.
Yeah. But you was talking about the cauliflower ears. You've not got them yet, man. But they're coming. They're coming.
There's like a slightest little bit, but I'd like to think hopefully just no one gets near enough my head. That's the way I view it. Hopefully.
Listen, we see how many blue belts do we see that are kicking about with big cauliflower ears and stuff like that. So usually when you've got cauliflower ears, it means you've put your head in a place where it shouldn't be. So
the worst I've seen is probably one of my best mates, Jack Griffiths. He trains at CVA now.
Yeah.
But one of their guys, Finn, I think it's Finn Catterson. His ears are like literally like this, and I swear he's like 19.
Yeah.
He's like, that's probably the worst I've seen. Sorry if I'm slagging you off, Finn. Don't hate me.
So yeah, you're looking forward to doing a little bit more. You were in Portugal the last time as well, yeah?
Yeah. We went out. There was me. There was a few. How many went? There must have been about 3 or 4 from our gym. Even like Daniela, if you remember Daniela Leva, who went back to Bulgaria, like she medaled. Yes. So you know, a good few guys from our gym and stuff. And then there was a big Scottish contingent. So yeah, it was good fun. Yeah, like I said, lost by just an advantage, but these things happen.
What did you think when you got to the Euros?
It was pretty good.
When you walked in that venue for the first time, what was the feeling?
Oh, the heart went pumping. But when I went on the mat, surprisingly, I don't know if this is a good or bad thing in hindsight, I was totally like calm, like totally fine.
Yeah.
Because I'm still trying to find that like be a composed, sort of chilled out player, build or like come out guns blazing. I'm still trying to find my style in that sort of sense. Like if I'm a quick start or just sort of like, you know, like sort of build.
Yeah. But it was always, I remember first time I went over and I remember walking in the venue for the first time. Now I'd been at the World Masters, so I was kind of been at the British, so I kind of knew obviously bigger competitions and what to expect when I walked in. And I just remember walking in and just the noise was deafening. Do you know what I mean? And I think it was white belts that was on. It wasn't. Do you know what I mean? It was only white belts, but I mean the place was fucking rocking, man, absolutely rocking, and they kept banging their feet.
Yeah, everyone bangs the boards and it's like, hey.
Yeah.
Every time there's a sweep or something all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
At first you're like, nuts. What is this? But then you kind of get into it and it's that you can't help but like join in.
Yeah. Just a absolute. I mean, they take over the full of Portugal, the full of Lisbon. Just jiu-jitsu guys everywhere. You're walking along the road, and you're nodding at people. You don't even know them, man. You're obviously your jiu-jitsu guys. Right, you're like, yeah, man, we're friends, man. We're friends. So
I mean, if you think about the amount of people that probably do jiu-jitsu in the world, it's probably actually like statistically not that high.
Yeah.
So it's like still reasonably tight-knit community, I would have thought.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's a great feeling. Hopefully you get out to Portugal. Hopefully they've got something on in January. Hopefully January, and then
fingers crossed. See where the climate lands and stuff. You know.
Definitely. So obviously you 9th of October, Saturday 9th of October. It's going to be good, man. I always love watching you. As I said, I feel like I've been watching you since you started doing jiu-jitsu. As I said, but it seems like you've been in the game for a long time. I mean, you're one of the faces that I regularly see at competitions. So, I mean, you've only been.
My first comp was like after 6 months, maybe.
Yeah.
I think, when did I start? January 2017.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's that? It's like closing on like 5 years, whatever. So yeah.
Not
heaps amount of time, but always tried to jump in, you know, because obviously played rugby for years and stuff. Like always like the competition side of it, you know.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few guys. A few guys in Scotland. I know Barry Monroe, rugby guy. There's quite a few.
I used to work
rugby
with
guys. Yeah. Yeah, quite a few rugby guys coming into jiu-jitsu. Big Mo, obviously, everybody knows Big Mo, ex-rugby union player. So, obviously doing jiu-jitsu. So, rugby, is that something that like the kind, I don't know, maybe the movements and some of the things you do in rugby, is that something that's transferable over to jiu-jitsu?
I think so. I think it's the intensity as well. Like,
Yeah.
you know, if you get like knocked or whatever like that, you're like, all right, I'll get you back one. Things like that. It's like generally good attitude. Like, you're not like, yeah, good respect and all that as well. Like, you know, I was used to, like, I was never captain, but I'd always be like, you know, can I ask you a question, sir, to the ref? Like, I wouldn't even ask them the question. I'd ask them a question. I'm going to ask them a question.
Yeah.
You know, like things like that. So like in jiu-jitsu, you know, like everyone's pretty respectful and stuff, and it's different on and off the mats, isn't it? You know, you sub someone, you maybe hurt them, you know, as soon as the match is over, you're like, are you all right? You know, things like that. Like, you know, I'd like to think everyone's, I've yet to meet anyone that's like a massive dick, to be blunt.
Yeah. Mate, they are out there. There's some out there. There is definitely.
You can call people out. I'll be nice.
But there's definitely some out there. There's definitely some. I'd say we tend not to see many of them in Scotland. Scotland's a very close knit community. I mean, we all kind of know each other. Everybody's trained with each other at some point, and do you know what I mean? Whenever a bad name gets put out there, everybody knows about it. So we kind of all, that's the good thing. We all stick together, which do you know what I mean?
Open gym vibe, mostly across the board. People drop into others' gyms and mix in stuff like that. Like we mentioned before as well, like Big Mark McQueen's moving up to Aberdeen for 4 years, so you get a bit of training with us. But it's not like, oh, you're part of our team or not. It's just like, you're training with us, cool. You're training somewhere else, cool. Same with Tristan. Like some of these guys that have like joined the SBG not that long ago, like just before the last square go and that, you know, we're just like, cool, you want to come train, cool. We're just like, I think that's the best way to be, really.
Yeah. I mean, we get it with Marcos. Marcos said the same thing. Look, you can pretty much train wherever you want, but you always need to have a base, right? So obviously you being SBG, you can go and train wherever you want, but you always represent SBG, Aberdeen, and so on. So that's what our coach, I know some coaches won't, they don't like you going and training in other places purely because politics.
I can't be done with any of that jiu-jitsu politics. Can't be done with it.
You tend not to see it much in Scotland anymore. I know it was like that maybe a few years ago, but it's kind of died away. It's died away. As I said, we're a lot more inclusive. Everybody's together now, and we see that. I mean, the big comps. Do you know what I mean? I'll be shouting out for you and like the Euros. I remember putting the jiu-jitsu posts up on the community page, and I was shouting out for you, Daniela, when she won her. I can't remember what she won, but she won a medal, silver medal, and then putting it up there like that, and everybody was like, "This is fucking fantastic." Do you know what I mean?
Like at the end of the day, it's like Scottish competition. Like we all love it and it's cool and that, but I'm sure we all want to go on to like, you know, British and Euros and stuff like that and Worlds and whatever, you know, it's all building towards that. You would like to think.
Yeah, definitely. Listen, we're going to see you definitely coming back with one of the big medals at some point. So as I said,
fingers crossed,
you're always out there. You're always out there. You're. I mean, anytime I watch you, you're always a joy to watch. You don't give a fuck as well who you fight with. You don't care. You're on the mat. You'll fight with anybody at all. So, which is absolutely brilliant to see. And you always look dead calm as well. You always look calm and relaxed. I know you mentioned going into the Euros.
Maybe need to move less like a sloth and a bit more athletic sometimes. But no.
But no, listen, you're always calm and collected. As they, you do you know what I mean? And I love watching that type of jiu-jitsu when you go in and it's not phasing you, regardless of where you are, whether you're at a local comp in Ravenscraig or fucking at the Worlds or the Euros or stuff like that. So, but you always seem very, very calm when you're on the mat. So, which is brilliant to see. Absolutely brilliant to see.
Well, I'll take that. Thanks. To be. Shout out to Coach Ross McTavish. He always tries to get us to be calm, and it's always, even when we're rolling in the gym, it's like if I'm rolling with someone smaller, it's like be technical, try match them, try not to use your attributes and stuff, you know. Obviously it comes into it, like that's another debate for another day. Like strength does come in. I mean, I've been getting body locked off Big Mark McQueen, and that sucks. But you know, it's like it's trying not to like use it all the time and like develop your skills and stuff like that. It's kind of like getting better for comp versus getting better for training. It's like you need to kind of do a bit of both too, you know.
Definitely. And then final thing for you then. So anybody you want to shout out to? So obviously friends, family, teammates, anybody at all.
I just say, well, coach for a start, Ross McTavish as well. He's such a great guy. Like one thing I'll say about him is whether you're a white belt, brown belt, like from another gym, been at our gym for years, he'll always give you the time of day, always like help you and stuff like that. he's promoted like a very open vibe. And as a result, we've had a lot of guys come from other gyms in Aberdeen area, like who are now with us, who just like moved because they were just like, it's a chill vibe. If you're here to roll, cool. If you're not, also cool. He's like, yeah, chill vibe. And I think people really enjoy that. And he's a good coach as well. That also helps. Yeah, and just some other teammates as well, like Ben Campbell. Obviously, he fought Big Mark McQueen. He absolutely rinses me on a regular basis. So I always kind of go with the mindset, and it'll never be as bad as rolling with him. So that's sort of when that's what I think when I go into comp. So it's probably not end up that bad. So you know,
definitely. And then Ross is awesome. I mean, Ross is when I did the Stoomcast Awards, and when I'm going to be doing the awards at the end of the year again for MMA UK BJJ show, Ross is one of the judges. So I remember when we picked Maria, Ross was like, I don't want to pick anything on because Maria got I think it was the best newcomer.
She subbed a few people. Vicious arm bars, man. She's unreal. Like we call her the little jetpack. When she gets on your back, it's like, right, you're not getting her off.
That's brilliant. But listen, Ross, as I said, gave up a whole of his day to help us pick the winners. So, and then more than likely he'll do the same again when we come up. So, and then I mean, you've got a few questions that have just came in now.
Oh,
now
can I see this on the chat?
Can Chin, I don't know if this is a friend of yours. How's it like living there? Kingdom mean like a jungle? Yeah, I don't know.
This is maybe we're getting some spammers. You never know.
Yeah, well, they just I mean, they're talking about rich snobby folk.
Wow.
Dude, how old are you? So many wrinkles on the right. Yeah, this is just an idiot. Do you know what I mean? We do get idiots from time to time come in. So, yeah, I have no idea who that is. Not a friend of yours and definitely not a friend of mine. So, but yes, listen, Ashley, absolute pleasure talking to you, buddy.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks very much, mate.
I'd say definitely. I'd say I always enjoy watching you. Can't wait to see you on the 9th. Obviously, seeing what you're going to bring. I'd say you're going to see Ashley Wiles, SBG Aberdeen, against Gary Muir, Jack's MMA. I'd say both guys are well known in the local scene and have been about as well. So we're going to see these two. So SGI, 9th of October, Maryhill Community Halls. Let's do it, Ashley.
Should be good. Is it a good venue? Yeah.
Good venue. I mean, it's like an old building. It's like an old building inside, but it's obviously the mat's in the middle, and then you've got all the people and almost like a grandstand around the actual mat. And yeah. I mean, it's an awesome venue.
Black belt rules as well. 10-minute match. Black belt rules. So
so it'll be definitely fun. But no, listen, I'm looking forward to seeing you, buddy. Obviously, train safe, stay safe, and we'll see you on the 9th, buddy. All right.
All right. Take care.
Take it easy, buddy. Thank you.
Ciao.